So I haven't exactly yet decided what I'm gonna do with the mic. We're just gonna try to film this video with this mic, and if it like absolutely sucks, I'll order a different one. This is also my first video on this channel, so I feel like I should get a pass. Like, I feel like it's not that serious. Okay. R/am I the asshole? Spoiler alert, yes. I'm kidding. I actually don't know what we're getting into. I am literally just going onto the subreddit and like reading off random posts. Like, I have no idea what we're getting into. These could be the worst people on earth, or they could have been just as easily knocked over. I would have no idea, and I don't think you do either. Except, I think we probably both do, because people suck on Reddit. And that's just the laws of physics. Like, I didn't make that up. I need to calm down. Oh, this one's NSFW. Do we read it? That's a little bit scandalous. I don't know, chat. Okay, first of all, if I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, I need to stop saying chat, because I don't think the general public finds that very amusing as much as me and my friends do. So, I don't know. Maybe we can keep that, maybe we cannot. It kind of doesn't really matter, but like, to me it does. To me, this is like the most serious decision ever made on planet Earth. Okay. I feel like I'm not the right person to be judging morality. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna get into this. We're just gonna get into this. Oh, this one's pretty short too, so we can probably just go through this and it'll be all fine and dandy. Because that's how Reddit works. I think. Am I the asshole for not wanting to drop charges on a 10-year-old kid? Okay, right off the bat, probably. But like, let's hear this person out, because who knows? I feel like they always like draw you in with such an insane title, and then usually they end up not being the asshole, but like, I don't know. Okay, am I the asshole for not wanting to drop charges on a 10-year-old kid that beat up my 9-year-old at school? Some background, my kids go to a school where over 90% of the student population are refugees/immigrants. We live in a neighborhood that is in the same circumstances as my kids at school. Cut to yesterday, my 9-year-old girl was out at recess. She was playing basketball with friends. This bully walked up behind her, pushed her to the ground, and when she was getting up, the kid kicked her in the head like it was a soccer ball. Jesus, okay. My wife went down to check my girl out of school. She'll be okay, I hope, but she has scratches on the side of her face, a black eye, and it's swollen. School principal said he'd handle it. Later on, he called my wife and I separately and asked us to drop the charges because the student doesn't understand that what they did was wrong. I told the principal that if the school isn't going to discipline the bully, I will call the police department and and file charges. Am I the asshole for not wanting to drop charges on a 10-year-old kid? First of all, I don't really think the information on like the background of most of the kids being immigrants at the school was necessary. Just personally, I don't see how that ties into the rest of it. Like, if kids are assholes, they're assholes. Doesn't really have to do with their background as far as that. I'm gonna say you are the asshole. Here's the thing. I see both sides of this argument. Because, like, if you just push a random kid on the playground to school, hit them in the back of the head like they're a soccer ball, like, yeah, obviously there should be consequences to that. That's not a very cool thing to do, my dude. But should those consequences be filing charges on a 10-year-old kid? I feel like there should be stages before it escalates to that. Like, what did the principal do before this? Did they do anything? Did you just right off the bat decide to put charges on a 10-year-old kid? Like, I don't know. I feel like we kind of need more information about like in between what happened before it got to this point. I feel like if this was a situation where these were high schoolers, like, yeah, I could see that. Like, this is a 9 and a 10-year-old. But like, I get wanting to defend your daughter. Like, obviously. Like, I'm not a parent, but like, I do understand, like, if I had a daughter and this happened to her, yeah, I would be pissed off. But I think I would try to like sit with that for a second and think, is filing charges on a 10-year-old really the move? Like, is that where we want to go from here? I don't know. I think that's a little questionable. Do I think you're the asshole? Can we do a half asshole verdict? Cause like, yeah, kinda. But like also I kinda get it. We're just gonna go, yeah, you are the asshole. You are the asshole. I'm curious what the comments have to say though. First one, not the asshole. 10 is old enough to understand you shouldn't abuse another person and they need to learn how serious of an offense this is. The sooner the better. I can understand that. Fair enough, actually. He literally kicked her when he was down. This is the abyss. This is the time for the hard lesson that the behavior is not acceptable in society. I get it, but also the kid is 10. My mom is talking to one of our neighbors, and I just heard it when I was talking really loudly. Because this mic quality sucks. It is not a good mic. And I probably should invest in a better one. The neighborhood cats are fighting. So basically what this person is saying is that there could be like underlying like mental conditions or like negligent parenting that like won't be addressed if this person drops the charges. Which like I can totally see that. That's like actually a very good point that I did not previously think about. So maybe I will be changing my verdict to not the asshole because that is very true. And on my part, I do apologize for overseeing that. I am not that smart. I agree with that point more than the first one where like 10 is old enough to understand. Like, okay, dog. Okay. Which like not that I necessarily disagree per se. It's just like I just don't think that's a very strong argument. But I think this person's argument of like underlying issues that won't be addressed unless there are charges, I can agree with. That is very good. Good point. Good point. Upvote. Upvote. Okay. Moving on. Again, I don't know if I should hold the mic or just place it down. When I was doing the mic test, I noticed that whenever I'd hold it, it would be like kind of scratchy every now and again. And I'm like, that's not good. I don't want scratchy audio. Like, what? I'm not a cat. I wish I was. Girl, the... Calm down, Indy. What the hell? Am I the asshole for not working with the father of my children to make his and his wife's relationship better with the kids? I feel like in a lot of these videos, they kind of just like judge based off the title first before they get into the meat of the context. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say no, because that like doesn't really seem like your responsibility. Like, what does that really have to do with you? But like also, maybe she is. I don't know. I, 36 female, have 9-year-old boy-girl twins with my ex, 40 male. We were together for 3 years, and when he got me pregnant, he left me to go back to his ex-wife, 39 female, who it turns out was still legally his wife. Oh my god, T. Wait. I kind of want to know more context about that. Like, I don't care about this confession. Let's get into that. Okay. Sorry, moving on. For context, when we met, he told me he was divorced and he had friends who backed him up. He never gave any vibes that would make me think otherwise, and he seemed like a devoted partner, and we had talked about marriage and kids. He told me he wasn't close enough to his family, but his friends were like his family, and I bought that too. They were around us enough. The truth came out when I was 5 months pregnant. He told me it wasn't working and he wanted us to co-parent instead. I found out within weeks that he was, quote, back together with his wife and they supposedly remarried. Yeah, kind of already. I don't think you're the asshole. Sorry I keep like interjecting. I just need to like get through a single confession without like saying anything, adding my own 2 cents. That's what after the confession is for. But they were never divorced. I don't know if they had broken up and separated over her not having kids or whether there was a plan to get kids some other way, but she couldn't have kids and they acted like the twins were going to be theirs. They tried to force me to let her be present at the birth. Oh my god. I found out he was close with his family and they had no idea he'd been with me. There was a mess with them that I only know a fraction of because I met these people twice. My ex said they'd happily raise the babies together and I could call once a year, and I said no. Am I understanding that? Wait, hold on. Am I understanding that right? Because what? I didn't invite him to the hospital to see them being born, but I did notify him via text that the twins were born. I had a lawyer by the time I delivered the twins, so I was working with her to get the best outcome because I knew they'd fight me for custody. I communicated with him only through text and email at first, and for the first year, the twins remained with me despite CPS being called, and I know it was them, and them trying to get full custody in court, which the judge rejected. 50-50 custody were established once the twins were born, but it was hell. There was a lot of attempts to make decisions they legally could not make without me, and I had to document that. They called her mommy around the twins, encouraged her to have this, quote, special bond with the twins, and even sent videos of her being with the twins and claiming them as hers. Oh my god. They constantly tried to push for more time. A few minutes or hours. I had to be firm and set clear boundaries and point out the custody order. When the twins were 5, after a lot of parental alienation and attempts to take over as, quote, the parents, my ex lost custody for a while and was only allowed supervised visits. And there was some back and forth regarding that because every time he'd progress to every other weekend, they would be back to their old ways and trying to influence the kids to call her mommy and attempting to essentially steal the kids from me. By the time the twins were 7, he was back to 50% custody, but the twins' relationship with them was not good. This has been a problem for 2 years now, and he has told me about it via email a few times, but has asked me for help lately. My ex complains that the kids are rejecting them, and especially rejecting his wife. He mentioned how they wanted to sit in on a therapy session with the kids since I had them in therapy, but the kids said no to his wife being there and how they act like they don't know her and they don't listen to her. I refuse to help him and work with him on this. He sent some strongly worded emails about us needing to work together for the sake of the kids. I admit a part of me is so happy about it after all they put me through and how they tried to take my kids after using me the way I was. I wish my kids didn't have to see them at all. I know all of this might make me the asshole though because it's about the kids. Am I the asshole? No. No, because not only is this situation unfair to you, it's unfair to the kids. Because especially that last part about him wanting to sit in on a therapy session and the kids said no and he like retaliated against that, like, okay, I don't know if that's exactly illegal, but it's very strange. If your kids don't want you to sit in on a therapy session for them, like, I feel like you should just respect that. And like, if you don't, that's kind of an invasion of privacy in my opinion. Also, there is probably a reason why your kids are rejecting you and your wife. The court ordered 50-50 custody. You are not legally allowed to make certain decisions for them, yet you are. And although the kids may have not been old enough to specifically remember that, I feel like that probably did have an effect on it, because like, I have memories from when I was really young that like, I'm sure affect me to this day. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I don't know if I'm making much sense. I think the only place I think she may have been the asshole on was not inviting the dad to the birth. But like, even then, I kind of get it, because it's like, that's obviously a stressful situation for you, and if you don't want him present, like, I feel like you shouldn't have to, but like, I could maybe see the argument where you were in the wrong there, but like, not really, because like, I would have probably done the same. So I'm not trying to be hypocritical here. One part that had me, this third paragraph, the last sentence, my ex said they'd happily raise the babies together and I could call once a year. What? Like, am I misunderstanding that, or is that like completely insane? So they're saying they could have, him and his wife would have raised the babies and the mother could call them once a year. Is that what is happening? Is that what's going? Chat. That like actually makes me so mad, because what even? I hate people so bad. But like overall, you're gonna leave your partner after not being honest about your relationship status with your ex-wife, or I guess technically current wife legally. And then you completely try to cut off her relationship with her own children, and then you expect you and your wife to have a good relationship with the children. Like, explain that to me where you think that makes any sense. Like, at all. Please. Like, are you really that stupid? Girl, I can't. I actually can't. What are the comments saying? To me, it sounds like this could have actually been planned out. She can't have kids. He finds a girl. Friends back up the story. He's divorced. She gets pregnant. He goes back to his wife, and they try to take away the kids through the system. They are the type of people to lie and manipulate to try and get the kids. Not too far-fetched. They didn't hatch a plan to begin with. That crossed my mind. I didn't want to speak on it because, like, I'm not good at backing myself up with evidence, but, like, obviously this commenter is. So gold star, good job. I think you're totally right. Like, that's like, this is too crazy to be a coincidence. Like, this is, in my opinion, that was like definitely planned out. Definitely. Moving on. Okay. First of all, final verdict, not the asshole. Okay. I think we're gonna do one more, and then I'll go because the sun's being very problematic right now. Am I the asshole for cutting my daughter off completely when she was 18? Yes. Moving on. No, I'm kidding. We will get into the context. But like right off the bat, most likely yes. I, 44 male, have a daughter, Jess, 18 female, with my ex-wife, Mary, 44 female. Mary and I had a tumultuous relationship. Don't even fully know what tumultuous means, girl. Hold on. Girl, I can't type right now. Anyways, moving on. 6 years ago, when Jess was 12, we came to the mutual decision to get a divorce after Mary had an emotional and most likely physical, although she never admitted to it, affair with her co-worker. Some of the fault for the divorce probably lay with me, but in all honesty, I would call it at least 90% Mary's fault. Well, I mean, if she cheated on you, that's kind of not your fault. I mean, I don't know. There's probably more context I'm missing, but anyways, moving on. I believe that she suffers from BPD. Oh my god. I already don't like this man because my ex tried to diagnose me with BPD. I don't have an official diagnosis, but like that brought up some like deep-rooted trauma that I don't like. I need to move on. Don't try to diagnose people, first of all, and like if you do, keep that to yourself because like it's unnecessary, and like shut up, like none of your business. Okay. Moving on. But she never made any effort to get treated, despite my urging her and promising to pay for therapy. I don't know what this has to do with your daughter, dude. Oh my god, stop trying to diagnose your wife on Reddit. After our divorce, Jess more or less became something of a problem child, which I totally understood. I did everything in my power to create strict boundaries and reasonable rules within our house, but the second that she went back to her mother's house, Mary would let her do whatever she wanted. I paid child support during this period, which amounted to about $800 a month. When Jess was 14, she got caught with drugs at school. On our way home, I explained to her that she should be thanking her lucky stars she wasn't expelled. Thank your lucky stars. You must be my lucky star. I'm so bright wherever you are. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't take this seriously. Oh my god. On our way home, I explained to her that she should be thanking her lucky stars she wasn't expelled and that her punishment would involve no devices. The return of said devices would be contingent on her behavior and grades improving. That was the last time Jess came to my house. When she went back to her mother's, she henceforth refused to even get in the car when I went to pick her up. The reason was clear. Mary let her do whatever she wanted without repercussion, while I would hold her accountable. Mary got quasi-full custody? What does that mean? Guys. I feel so stupid today. What does that mean? Okay. Mary got quasi full custody. Despite it being not court mandated, I upped child support payments in response because I wanted to take care of my daughter. In December, Jess turned 18. I haven't spoken to her in a year. Mary texted me frantically a few days ago about child support, and I simply responded that Jess was 18. She then tore into me about abandoning my child. Jess made a TikTok about having a quote deadbeat dad the next day, probably with Mary's encouragement. As she knows, I check her social media. There were a lot of fabricated details in the story, but I wonder if I was an asshole for just leaving them high and dry there. You don't typically pay child support after someone turns 18. I don't feel like that's you cutting off your child. I feel like that's kind of just how things work. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it like differs from like state to state, but like I don't think that's you don't I don't think you typically pay child support past a child turning 18. I don't know. I just feel like I don't. There has to be missing context, and I want to hear the daughter out. I don't really care much about the mom, but like I want to hear the daughter's side of the story because I think she could bring a lot of context into this. I just wanted to like quickly interject. Sorry, this lighting is like low-key demonic, by the way, but I just wanted to quickly interject because after thinking about it, I think I can like better explain where exactly my issue with this confession lies. So like obviously I said this guy focuses too much on his wife, in my opinion, and not enough on the dynamic with his daughter. And I think like the drug incident specifically when she was 14 kind of raises this question of like, did he ever try to figure out the root cause of like why she turned to drugs in the first place? Because there can be a lot of reasons for that. And I'm like, not necessarily saying it's just because her mom didn't care, but like I think there probably could be more to it. Like maybe there was something going on in her personal life, mental health wise, that like she didn't feel seen in that regard, or like wasn't given the proper support. And like maybe she specifically felt that from her dad, which was why she kind of went no contact with him. Because his first reaction was just take away devices, like get your grades up, you're being punished, instead of like actually trying to get to the root cause. And I wonder if that like could have had something to do with why Jess was upset by that. Which, like, by the way, emotional neglect is like a very real kind of overlooked thing, in my opinion, in family dynamics, where you're kind of just not given those coping mechanisms or like proper outlets by your parents. So like that can sometimes create kind of a wall in your relationship. So I just wonder if that could have had more to do with it. And like I wonder if you explored that more instead of just shifting the blame onto her mom and just saying that like, oh, because her mom doesn't set boundaries with her, that's why she appreciates, or that's why she only wants to have a relationship with her. Like maybe she just feels more seen by her mom. Like maybe they just have a better relationship in other ways than you do, and maybe you're just like not able to give those. Girl, I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I'm so tired. But I hope you like kind of understand where I'm coming from with that. But that's all. But just based on what's given here, I guess I'm gonna go not the asshole, because like, I mean, yeah, it's not really your job to pay child support past the child turns 18. Past the child turning 18. Sorry, I'm stupid. Maybe don't take my advice on this, actually. I just feel like the fact that this person was trying to diagnose his wife with BPD on Reddit, like, already left a bad taste in my mouth, because, like, I don't see how that's important to the story. In your unprofessional opinion, how is your wife maybe having BPD have anything to do with you not paying child support past your child turning 18? Like, I don't know. I want to hear more about his relationship with his daughter and less about his relationship with his wife. All I'm going to say, I guess I'm going to go not the asshole, but like also kind of. You kind of are the asshole. In other ways. But let's see what the comments have to say. I feel like I'm just projecting on this one so hard. And I'm like not being very insightful, but like, okay, not the asshole for no longer paying child support because she's 18. However, check with your lawyers or that court order to make sure you are in the clear. True. You should send your daughter a text or email explaining why her mother no longer gets the money, how your door is always open to her, and talk and rebuild the relationship. But given her actions and that she's an adult now, I think it's on her to reach out to you if she wants a relationship. Yeah, talk to your daughter. Like, I don't care about your wife. Talk to your daughter. Like, what? That's my thing. Like, why are you going on so much about your wife? Like I get she's kind of important to the story, but like also not really. I feel like your daughter is more important to this narrative than your wife is. And you're not explaining much about like your relationship with her or like what you've done to try and rebuild that past like the drug incident when she was 14. I'm not the asshole for cutting them off financially, but as a daughter with an actual deadbeat dad, I would encourage you to keep reaching out a hand to your daughter. Emotionally, I'd also recommend therapy. I was just tossed back and forth between my parents, never knowing who was telling the truth and who was doing what was good for me. So I think as she's an adult, she's going to be able to decipher this much better now in the next few years. Agreed. So I guess that's all for today's video. I feel a little bit dissatisfied with the results because like I guess I didn't really look that deeply. I'm sorry. I didn't do my homework for this video, but also I thought it would be fun to just go onto Reddit and like read random confessions that I had no prior knowledge of. So I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. Maybe, if I feel like it. As for me, I guess it's going to be all for today. If you watched this far, thank you. I appreciate it. This is my first video on this channel, so I probably didn't make a very good first impression. I went into this thinking like, okay, either I need to be myself or I'm gonna be very uninteresting. So I just like was like, okay, I'll just like be myself. Teehee. And I think I came off a little too strong. And I do apologize. But also, that's kind of just how I am. So if you like it, please subscribe. If you don't, hopefully I'll make more videos like this soon. Maybe not exactly like this, but stuff of this nature. I just really wanted to do an Am I the Asshole video because I always find these types of videos very interesting, and like as I said, it kind of just feels like a rite of passage for being a YouTuber. So I wanted to try it out. Sorry if I wasn't very good at it, but thank you for watching. I have to go get ready for work now, so I should probably end this. So I'll see you next week, and in the meantime, take care of yourself. Okay, bye.